Okay, this is a bit hilarious. The people have spoken. Cybertruck ordered after re-explaining to my wife why I'm buying this. Hashtag Tesla stock. 66.5% of the people said Ross Gerber should trade in his Tesla Plaid for the Cybertruck. Radford says apparently Ross is no longer getting a Rivian. Will Ross fully come around when Tesla stock is $400 again? Farzad says Ross needs a permission from celebrities before he could make a purchasing decision. However, he is still getting a Rivian, but for his wife, not for himself. We might have another EV startup that's going to go under soon because just not able to compete against Tesla. Fisker warns it may run out of money in the next 12 months. They also said they won't spend on future vehicles like the Alaska pickup without striking a partnership with another automaker. Their net loss widened in Q4 to $463 million from $170 million a year ago. If you just looked at the stock without having any information, you would think this is like a bank stock that's going under, with people running to the bank, taking all of their money from the bank. Can you believe that happened a year ago? That was a crazy time for a little while. The Fisker stock is down about 40% as I'm recording this. That's crazy. But if you zoom out just to 6 months, it really looks like, nothing, just another regular day. Fisker is also laying off 15% of its workforce. And Fisker itself says they have substantial doubt about its ability to continue. It needs to raise money, but they have no assurance that it will be a successful raise. Rivian vehicles will get access to Tesla's Supercharger network in March. That's about 15,000 Superchargers that Rivian customers will be able to access. I think Sawyer has a decent point here. By opening up the Supercharger network, EV owners will now get a taste of the Tesla ownership experience and how easy and reliable Superchargers are to use. It brings non-Tesla EV owners closer to Tesla's vehicles. Perhaps they will have a chat with a Tesla owner while charging, or maybe a Tesla owner will show the Mach-E owner their Model Y. Perhaps it will even help sell a Tesla in the future, unless Tesla stops innovating, doesn't improve its cars, and then some other vehicle is made by another company that can beat a Tesla. Then it would cost Tesla some sales because they would see that car and they would maybe try it out. But that is only going to happen in some other parallel universe, not in this one. Tesla just made a pretty important comment about its supercharging. We are rapidly deploying our latest V4 supercharger post, which reaches all EVs in the same supercharger stall. Additionally, we encourage all vehicle manufacturers to standardize charge port locations to the rear driver's side or front passenger side. So right now we are in this weird transition period where we are going to experience some issues with some vehicles, but going forward, once the vehicles are redesigned, that is no longer going to be an issue even with V3 superchargers. Now I know some Tesla owners will be upset with other EVs accessing Tesla superchargers, but in the long run, I think it's actually going to benefit Tesla consumers by a lot because there's just going to be much more charging demand from other brands, which means Tesla can build many more charging locations, and these charging locations will be closer to where ideally you would want to charge. For example, right now the closest supercharger from my home is about 15 minutes away. I would like that to be 2 minutes or just 1 minute ideally. Now, I don't really need a supercharger next to my house, but what I do not particularly like is when I go on a road trip and I need to take a detour of 10 minutes. I don't like it. When I drove a gasoline powered vehicle, I never had to take any detours almost ever. But of course, I was not able to refuel my vehicle at home. Occasionally, I question, am I dreaming? Is this real life? Especially after seeing headlines like this. Toyota's Ted Ogawa says better to buy credits than waste EV investment. I mean, this is great for us Tesla stock investors, so I'm not really complaining about Toyota not taking the EV transition seriously, but they are shooting themselves in their foot. I really like this map. So it shows you all of the superchargers available to other EVs that, for example, also use Tesla's charging standard. And then you can also turn on all superchargers that are available to Tesla. And you can see there's a pretty big difference. These are only available to other EVs, and these are also available to all Teslas. So if you want to get the best charging experience, you definitely want to own a Tesla in the US. And here's what the East Coast of the US looks without Tesla-only superchargers, and with Tesla-only superchargers, it's quite a bit more dense. If you go on road trips, definitely only get a Tesla in the US if you can. I'm talking regular long road trips. Once in a while, you're gonna be fine. But for the best experience, especially if you go somewhere around here, yeah, definitely you want to be in a Tesla. I mean, you can rely on Electrify America and all of these other companies that don't really work. With Tesla superchargers, you never have an issue. Almost never. Extremely rarely will you ever have an issue.